Hi, welcome to MMA Hot Lips. I'm at Syndicate MMA today, and I am here with
Vince Vandetta Morales.
There it is. Now, Vince, you fought in the UFC, and what is your record over there?
My record in the UFC, 3 and 5.
3 and 5.
3 and 5. Yeah,
But you've fought more than that. You've fought over in Japan, and tell me about your history in fighting and why you decided to do this.
Gotcha. So for me, I've literally been all over the world. Fought in Canada, China, Paris, Japan recently. Yeah, it's been nothing short of epic. I was in promotions like Ryzen and Bellator, of course the UFC, just a bunch of worldwide ones, and it's been everything I ever dreamed of, really. Which I got into MMA I used to wrestle in high school and just really needed something to keep the competitive fire going, and stumbled into an MMA gym in my hometown, Ontario, Oregon, which is a real small place, and just hit the ground running. I had my first amateur fight like a month after training, so I loved it. It's the second I got in the cage, I was like, I'm doing this for a very long time.
So you love it.
Yeah.
And what is your specialty?
Now I'm pretty well rounded. I do well everywhere. I'm the only person to hit a submission that I came up with in the gym that a bunch of people turned out they came up with as well, apparently. But I'm the only one to hit it in a fight, so I'm proud of that. But I think an early standout was my boxing. I did a little bit of amateur boxing before coming back to MMA, and that stood out for a long time. But my background's wrestling. I was a state champion wrestler from my high school back in the day, so I hit all areas pretty well.
Awesome. And jiu-jitsu, are you belted?
Yeah, I'm a purple belt. I don't go to gi enough to get promoted, but I like to think of myself like I can compete with the black belts. So.
Awesome. Have you ever chucked one out, a black belt?
Oh, yeah, a few. Yeah. So I do all right, but in training and in one, I've only had one grappling match. It was a combat jiu-jitsu, so the slaps.
Yes.
I did that on a whim one day. They just hit me up, and I was like, sure. I did that and went out there and got a submission win. I was like, okay, cool. And haven't done it since, but next week I'm jumping into No-Gi Worlds, which is here in Las Vegas.
Yes, I heard about that. That's awesome. So how often do you usually fight?
For me, I like 3 times a year minimum. I try to aim for 4. That way it at least gives me my 3 because things don't always work out like that. But the busier I can stay, the happier I am, the better I'm performing. So I try to stay real consistent.
When was your last fight, and who are you fighting next? Do you have one scheduled already?
Nothing scheduled yet. The last one was in UFC Paris. I actually got back in the show, taking that one on short notice against Taylor Lapoulis, who's kind of a dark horse for our division. Tough fight, went all 3 rounds, came up a little short. I'm still mad about it. But
happens, right?
But I'm back in the show, and I'm trying to be grateful about every little thing because I'm just getting back in it's one thing to get in, it's another thing to stay in, it's another thing to get cut and then get back in.
Yes.
So I'm doing the right things. I think I'm progressing nicely here with Coach Wood and the team here at Syndicate, and yeah, I can't wait to get back in there. I'm hoping to get on that. There's supposed to be a card in Seattle in February. Fingers crossed for that one. I got some family up that way.
So what made you choose Syndicate? And I mean, did it just feel like home as soon as you came here? Or tell me a little bit about that. How'd you meet John, and what's your thoughts here?
I met John, this is like 2016 or something like that. I had a fight in Bellator, and my coach back home, I'm from Boise, Idaho area.
Oh, okay.
He had left, so me and a teammate needed somewhere to train because we both had a fight in Bellator. We ended up quitting my job and coming over to Vegas to train for a month just because it was a big fight. So it's like I'm kind of all in. Met John, trained for a month at Syndicate, loved it, flew him out to corner. I was actually losing that fight in between the 2nd and 3rd round. He told me, he's like, hey, you're getting your ass kicked. You're going to have to get out there and knock the dude out. I was like, okay. Went out there and knocked the dude out, got a big win.
Good for you.
And me and John kind of hit it off then. And like 3 years later or so, 4 years later, I moved to Vegas and stumbled back into Syndicate and just kind of picked up where we left off. And I almost wish I would have just came here when I got that first win, just because I feel like I've leveled up so much since being here, just with the atmosphere, the skill, the team here. We got world champions here.
Well, have you had a chance to roll with Merab?
My last name is not Davashvili. My last name is Tvalishvili.
Yeah, I'm one of his main training partners.
Oh, really?
Yeah, me and Merab go back and forth.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
I'm sure he's taught you a couple things.
Oh yeah, a few things. A lot of just what it takes to be a champion and champion sort of mindset. Because he does one thing better than anybody. and that's effort. He's putting effort in every minute, everywhere, every second of the fight. He's in there trying to fight.
That's what it takes.
100%, and that's an easy thing to lose when you get in the show, because okay, cool, now it's a job and you try to be professional. I think that's where I had a little hiccup when I first got in the UFC. But I've learned from him, and I get in there to fight, and the wins take care of themselves now, and it's great. I get to enjoy every minute of it.
Well, you've learned the true art of discipline and getting it done. So I think probably Marab and a lot of the guys here at the gym have taught you that part of it and the discipline that it takes. And now I understand you just got married. Yes, congratulations.
Thank you much. Appreciate
congratulations.
it.
And she's does jiu-jitsu as well?
Yeah, she's a pro fighter as well. Yeah, she was.
Oh, she is.
Yeah, she went pro when she was 16 over in Japan. They got a different way of doing things, so they can go pro earlier. She's 29 now, so she's been pro 13 years. And I learned a lot just from her. She's a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. We literally met. I was the main event for a fight back in Boise, and she was the co-main event. And we met at the after party because we both won and took a victory shot, and then she couldn't get rid of me.
So when you guys have a little disagreement, you just move the furniture and
we have a
just
little
grapple it
jiu-jitsu
out.
match there. I don't like to say that she beats me often, but she does.
She might. You got to sort of learn to say yes when you're married.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the person who takes out the trash all the time.
There you go.
I never miss my chores. So.
I won't tell anybody.
Appreciate that.
Well, Vince, thank you so much for sharing part of your personal life and your fight life, and I really look forward to seeing your next fight and seeing what you're gonna do in this sport.
Yeah,
it's exciting to
it.
talk with people that are up and coming that are going to make a difference, and I have a good feeling about you. I think you will. I think
that means a lot because I have a good feeling too. So.
Absolutely, you have to have a good feeling, right?
Yeah.
So it was great to meet you.
Likewise.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much, Vince Morales. Remember the name. Remember the name. Now, do you have a nickname?
I just haven't announced my full name, which is Vince Vandetta Morales.
Oh, I like it.
Vandetta's a family name.
Yes.
So, yeah.
That works?
Yeah, I think it sounds great too.
Love it. I love it. Good. Excellent. We'll do it again for sure.
Cheers. Appreciate it.
Thank you for watching MMA Hot Lips. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe and also hit the notification button so you get more amazing fighter interviews. MMA Hot Lips out.